The weather forecast for the WBNI listening area, including Bern, Goshen, and Syracuse. Mostly cloudy tonight. There's a chance of evening rain, and snow showers are still possible. Great big April Fool's joke there. Low around 30. No, the snow is not the joke. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high in the mid-50s. Partly cloudy tomorrow night. Chance of showers towards daybreak, low in the upper 30s. And mostly cloudy on Monday, still a chance of showers, high in the upper 50s. Cloudy right now, 41 at the airport, 43 downtown, a wind chill of 29 degrees. This is WBNI, 89.1 FM Fort Wayne, and WBKE, 89.5 FM North Manchester, your Fine Arts Connection. Support for this portion of Weekend All Things Considered is provided by one of the nation's leading insurance and investment management companies, Lincoln National Corporation, serving its customers with fairness, dignity, and sensitivity since 1905. This is WBNI and WBKE. The time is 6 o'clock.
Good evening. From National Public Radio in Washington, I'm Jackie Leiden with All Things Considered. It's never over till it's over, but the baseball strike just could be coming to an end. The owners meet tomorrow in Chicago to decide if they'll accept the players' offer to end the strike. Also in Haiti, the UN takes over peace and security. In New Jersey, a debate over taking from the rich and giving to the poor in public schools. And remembering a tradition in country music. Nashville realizes how many African-American listeners it has. We'll catch up with singer Cleve Francis after this news.
From National Public Radio in Washington, I'm Barbara Campbell. The Croatian government is welcoming a UN Security Council vote giving Croatia a new peacekeeping operation. However, Croatia's rebel Serbs say the mandate is unacceptable, and UN troops doubt they can carry it out. Richard Carruthers reports from Zagreb.
Croatia's foreign minister described the resolution as the most powerful political document the Security Council had ever passed in the interests of Croatia. The peacekeeping operation in former Yugoslavia has been split into three, with Croatia, Bosnia and Macedonia getting distinct missions. The Zagreb government insisted on the name Croatia in the title of its mission to emphasize sovereignty over the Serb-held Krajina region. Croatia also demanded that UN troops control its international borders to prevent Krajina Serbs getting military help from Serbs in Bosnia and Yugoslavia. A smaller-scale UN force now has the task of monitoring those borders, although breakaway Serbs say the new mandate is unacceptable. For National Public Radio, this is Richard Carruthers in Zagreb.
The UN says snow in Bosnia has been keeping the battle line steady, despite small clashes between the government army and the rebel Serbs on several fronts. Bosnian radio says civilians were wounded by shelling in Bihać today, but there is no UN confirmation of the claim, nor
control of the match. George Mason, in the previous three meetings, has come out and controlled things from the start. It's real important for IPFW to come out and play well tonight.
Okay, we're getting set for the starting lineups, and we want to note right now IPFW is going to be missing a familiar face on their side of the court,
yes,
Craig Collins.
Craig Collins came down with a stomach virus this past week. He hasn't practiced all week, did not play last night, and his offensive ability will be certainly missed tonight.
Okay, let's juggle the lineup then. What do you think? We see David Wilhoit, Forrest Gump, as he's known. He's going to get a start tonight as well. Jason Luna is going to be in a passing role. Chris Farmer, Coach Ball, is really shaking up the lineups. What's that going to do for this team?
It should bring some excitement to the lineup. These young kids have a lot of fire under their bellies. I know David Wilhoit's been eager to play all year, and he's finally getting some chance to play. Just in the same way he's coming on, so it should be interesting to see what happens with this lineup tonight.
Okay, let's switch it over to the PA announcer now and pick up the George Mason lineup. We'll run it down for you one more time.
6'3" junior, number 11, Brent Castle. Setting the ball tonight, a 6' senior, 15, Eric Olson. 6'5" senior middle blocker. Number 16, Jason Stang. Assistant coaches, Jason Robertson, Ubaldo Acosta. And your head coach is Ron Shaker. Now the Mastodons of Fort Wayne. The 6'1" swing hitter, a freshman, number 1, Justin Luna. 6'3" senior center, number 3, Scott Lauer. 6'4" sophomore swing hitter, number 5, Ricardo Soler. 6'6" senior middle hitter, number 7, Felipe Roland. 6'5" freshman swing hitter, number 8, David Wilhoy. Rounding out the lineup, the 6'5" swing hitter, a freshman, number 9, Chris Farmer. Assistant coaches Dave Schmidlin and Mark Frank, and your head coach Arnie Ball.
Let's run down to the starting lineup one more time for you. First of all, George Mason tonight, and the guy you're going to see a lot of, Mike Morrow. He's number 9, outside hitter. He had 70 cents last night in Brad, and only 28 kills. Not a high hitting percentage, but they're going to call his number a lot tonight. He's first option.
Yeah, definitely. He's their stud of their team. He'll get the majority of the sets tonight, and IPFW needs to overload the side where he's sitting if they're going to be successful tonight blocking the ball.
We'll run the lineups down as we get a chance. Eric Olson is going to be the setter. You had some interesting comments on the passing system George Mason's going to maybe employ tonight. We'll develop that as it goes along as well. IPFW, as we mentioned, Forrest Gump getting the start tonight, David Wilhoit, Chris Farmer getting the start. 3 true freshmen in the lineup for IPFW tonight.
Yes, George Mason last night started the match with number 5, Scott Kinlock, and number 11, Brett Castle passing last night. And they started the 3 previous matches against IPFW with number 7 and number 11 passing. Giannis Tupasis, number 7, is in the lineup tonight. So. Okay. They haven't switched up the starting lineup from the 3 previous victories against IPFW. But we'll see what the change happens.
Already Paces off the pass, and Stang dug up by IPFW. Here's Soler against the 3-man block. Now a reset. Olsen outside. Morrow with the dink. And maybe a freshman error there by Wilhoit.
Yeah, Wilhoit a little indecisive on his play right now. Have to get into the feel of the match.
Right off the bat, turning and taking that. And a service error by Tupasis. You mentioned earlier, this is important. There's the scenario for IPFW. They have Lewis and Ball State at home, then Ohio State on the road, not exactly in that order. But basically, this is really the place where I think the team was looking to turn it around.
Yes,
overpass.
They hopefully can get comfortable playing in this building. They have three starters tonight that have played twice so far in this arena. Last Wednesday against Ball State and last night. So hopefully they'll get real familiar with the arena, the surroundings, the lights, the depth perception. We'll play well tonight, and hopefully that'll carry into the MIVAs here at Ball State in a few weeks.
And that's something a lot of IPFW players are not used to. You build that slow experience under the guided hands of a lot of veterans, and now IPFW has to do it in here tonight with new players. There's one of them, Luna on the pass. Here's Lauer, one-man block.
Solo block in the middle.
Manka. And Rolat right into it.
Yeah, that was a tough play there, Pate. They should have cut the ball back either way. It was a good block by Manka.
Staying on serve at 1 apiece. Game 1, best of 5.
There's a nice cut by Felipe. Comes right back.
Good play by Lauer, too, and you often see a setter do that. Once a player gets shut down, roof job like that, Lauer went right back to him, established the confidence. Now Luna on serve at once. We mention it all year long. We keep harping on it, but the middle block, when they don't go up for the quick, it's easy. Very easy for the other team to side out. Soler, good pass.
Ball just out of bounds.
Another point we might develop as we go along too, Brad, Ralot seems to be going a little bit more to the finesse game. That time he calls for the middle. Instead of last year, we saw him do a lot of power hitting on the quick, right in the middle. And he really had a chemistry with Lloyd Ball, and I don't think he's developed that yet with Scott Lauer this year.
I think there's been some indecisiveness on Felipe's part, connecting with Scott. Definitely, if you played with a setter for 3 years, and you get accustomed to his setting, and then have to take on a new setter, it definitely throws off the timing a little bit, and takes a while to get accustomed to that.
Well, Brad, we would be remiss if we didn't elaborate on your situation. You and Wayne Williams were expected to get major playing time this year, as well as major sets as well. You were probably left side, and Wayne was going to be a middle, but 2 anterior cruciate tears sort of hurt IPFW all year long. It appears right now.
Well, this past fall, 2 ACL injuries, and we both had surgeries over the Christmas holidays, and it appears IPFW can play great at times, and you have to play with what you're given.
But they still miss that senior.
There's definitely sometimes the leadership of Lloyd Ball and Norman Almodovar from last year.
It's a little
their
missed.
Leadership is.
Manko right into the block. Now the reset, 2 paces. Dug up by Wilhoit. And Ralot with the soft.
Hit by Ralot.
Well, we mentioned before Mike Morrow hitting there, one of the leaders in kill percentage in the country. He is 17th at .412. He did not hit that well last night. 171 hitting percentage as he goes into the net there. We're tied at 2. He will be the name to watch. He's going to be the guy that beat IPFW.
There's 2 hitting errors in a row, Paul. Morrow getting good sets, but can't seem to put the ball down. He had trouble early on last night, also starting off.
IPFW 3-2. Outside to Paces with a hitting error. And really, the general school of thought is George Mason is probably the number 3 team power on the East Coast. You've got Penn State, of course. And then you have Rutgers Newark, who IPFW lost to last night, the 3rd time this season. This is a really good opportunity as Wilhoit turns it inside for IPFW to get on track.
Yeah, definitely. IPFW is up 5-2. Have a block and some hitting errors, and that will get your team excited.
Hey, George.
So hopefully they can keep this momentum going throughout the first game.
Let's go back to your knee injury a little bit, Brad. When you had the surgery now, how many months has it been? How far are you along in rehab?
It's been 4 months since my surgery. I had it over, I guess, Christmas break. It's about a 5 to 6 month rehab process. And I'm on schedule, so I should be back in jumping and into physical activity at a high level, probably within 2 months.
Okay, and it's come a long way, this anterior cruciate reconstructive surgery, correct? And you can run a little earlier. You don't have the atrophy with the major muscle groups there. Got back on your legs early. The question will probably be, though, that first few times when you do have to go up and land on that knee.
Definitely, I haven't jumped at all in 3-4 months, so it will be quite scary. I think the first few times I'll be in a gym.
Hit there for point to Manka.
Solaire missing wide that time, and IPFW back with a couple of errors of their own. It's now 3-5. Manka on serve, Solaire on the pass. It's a good one.
It's important for IPFW to hit well tonight. Last night against Rutgers Newark, they only hit 21% as a team compared to Rutgers at 362.
And really the problem is, Brad, when you see that, you look at the errors for IPFW. It's not the fact that it's bad passing or bad setting by Scott Lauer. It's the fact that the hitters are just missing.
Definitely. Sometimes indeed the set has something to do with the hitter's choice, but ultimately it comes down to the hitter making a smart play. And last night they had they had 31 errors in 145 attempts.
Kill in the middle.
They need to cut down their errors, obviously, and make better choices with the ball.
A good choice by Soler that time, right over Eric Olsen, in between Olsen and Stang. Stang, a middle blocker. Eric Olsen, number 15, is the center. Soler on serve at 5-6. 4 straight points for George Mason, and now Olsen back on serve. George Mason record is 17-6. Luna, that's a tough pass. Got to come back to it.
Hitting after Blaine.
When a passer passes the ball that high, it really limits what options Scott Lauer or anybody can
Definitely,
set.
it automatically eliminates the middle attack, so there's only a back set attack and an outside attack. And at that time, they sent Justin Luna outside. He tried to swing high off the block, but just missed the hands of the blockers.
Straight down, that's Chris Farmer. What do you know about Chris? He's a BYU transfer.
He's a transfer out of BYU, originally from Oklahoma. Didn't see much playing time at all out there. Was pretty unhappy with the program out there, so he came here hoping to get a chance. And it's worked out well for him and the team, I believe.
2 paces that time between Luna at the net. That was between Luna's hands. And blocking, Brad, you know about this. It's important to set up close enough, the hands close enough together, that ball can't squirt through there. Bad set that time by Lauer.
Again, you see Felipe and Scott still it seems that they don't have the timing down yet early in the match.
Great up by Olsen. Luna off the block, now reset. That's a giveaway, Stang. And he gives it right back. Soler resetting outside. This is Luna.
A good high swing by Justin deep into the court. See if Mason can turn the ball. Oh! Great block by Ralat.
That's really a solo. Give it to Ralat. Took away the crossboard. Morrow again having trouble tonight.
Service error. Court winning.
I believe if IPFW can contain Mike Morrow in the match, then they should have a great chance to win.
Stang on serve, 8-5. Wilhoit bailed out by 2 paces. Lauer, here's Olsen with another chance. Pancake by Farmer, sacrificing a little skin. Great up by him. IPFW doesn't get the point, though.
Good try by Farmer. Morrow going to the off speed.
Right now, IPFW having a terrible time with the passing. Coach Ball is going to take a timeout. Believe it or not, Brad, that is 8 straight points by George Mason. And we talked a little bit before we came on tonight. IPFW seeming to have a problem late in games when they have like a 10-8, 12-10 advantage.
Definitely, that's been the story of this team all year. They've come close to teams, going five games again with Cal State Northridge. All throughout the schedule this year, they've been real close, winning games late, winning matches, and they can't seem to get over that 10 or 12-point hump. So hopefully the level of play will rise in the last few points of the match, and IPFW can come away with a victory.
Last week, Penn State had leads late in all 3 games against Penn State, ended up losing 3-0. Now it's starting to slip away early here. Ralat off the block, the joust won by Menka.
With a stop block. Doug Menka.
There's Ralat trying to go high and hard off the tips. And early on, the stats, Brad, look at the hitting percentage for IPFW.
Yeah, definitely. Negative 21% for IPFW.
Whoa!
Morrow with a big-time block on the right side. Mike Morrow. Point, George Mason.
Luna
Another
blocked.
hitting error.
13-5. It's now 11 straight points. Stang still on serve, and a passing error. Soler, Wilhoit going outside just to dump over. Soler does that.
This is great up by Felipe. He gets the transition kill.
Manka off the net. Ralat rolls it down.
Side out. Luna.
Here's a good choice by Felipe. He had two blockers up on his power angle. He decided to tip the ball into the middle of the court.
Luna on serve, finally getting the side out at 5-13. Both teams ragged play right now. Wilhoit off the block.
We'll probably got quite an emotional game right now. Mason running off a few points in a row, and IPFW now coming back. Getting a little excited. We'll see what happens.
Olsen the quick off the block. That's Manka. And he's the guy doing it right now. Early on, that's 5 kills and 6 attempts for Manka. 13-6 the score. Morrow on serve. Easy up. Paces with a push. Now here's Lauer outside.
Soler with a great swing off the block.
And that's what Ricky likes to do. We've seen a lot of it this year, especially when he is front row. He likes to tool off the block. Side out. A lot going to the jump and missing wide.
It's a good aggressive serve by Felipe, though. He just missed the line on that. At this point in the game, they're down 6-13. They need to start taking some chances, going for some aces and things like that.
Get a little momentum working their direction. Farmer with the cut.
What a great swing by Chris.
Farmer, the freshman, in the middle with the kill. Lauer, the center to serve.
Still stuck on 6-13. This is Lauer. Combination to Paces. Wilhoit got a knuckle on it, so Luna has to dump it over. Blocked by Farmer at the net. Can get it up, a lift, or underneath to Paces underneath the net.
They called two Paces under the net. That was a great block in the middle by Farmer, causing that play to...
Great float serve by Lauer. Off of Farmer with a block. Now the reset. Olsen back in the middle. Manka with a cut.
Set in the middle by Olsen.
Soler not there to cover up.
For the kill on the side out. He will check out.
Substitution now. Jeff Rockwell coming in. Behind the service line. 6-foot freshman. He's an outside hitter. Farmer at the net. Jason Stang, a name familiar to IPFW followers.
Mason.
Game point, and Soler gets a touch.
Oh, we have a net call.
Must have been on two Paces into the net, so one avoided. IPFW almost gave that one away. 7-14, Soler on serve.
Service there for Olsen to serve.
And Olsen with swing number 2. Potential swing. Luna, good pass. Back set. This is Ralat.
Nice swing by Ralat out of the back row. I think they need to utilize him a lot from the blue position to get the George Mason block swing to the left side and then kick it back to the blue. That should be successful all night with Mason's small left side blockers.
In the middle, Rockwell not covering up. Right over the block.
Kill, IPFW 8-14.
Point
It was a big hole. 13-6, IPFW trying to call back into it at 8-14. Another good floater by Farmer. There's the gun.
With the cut shot on the left side, Mike Morrow.
Huge kill by Morrow.
Pieces to serve at 14-8, George Mason.
Paces now, 14-8, another swing.
Overpass kill by Morrow.
That's going to do it for game one at IPFW. Can't be too happy. Up 5-2. Things looking pretty well. George Mason was the team making the hitting errors. IPFW was passing, and all of a sudden a timeout by George Mason. And IPFW cannot pass the ball, and they're getting some hitting errors of their own, and they did not hit very well the first game.
Yes, Paul, IPFW came out definitely with momentum in the first few points of the match, and the timeout by coach George Mason must have put a little fire under Mason's teammates, so they came out and played hard after the timeout and won the match. Won the game, I'm sorry, 14-8. 15-8.
We could give an extra point, I guess.
Yeah.
It was an overpass, and Morrow put it away. Well, we want to tell you about this. We at IPFW are pleased to bring you cablecast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you are enjoying the show and the excitement here. What there is, it's not very crowded right now. Provide such programs, we need your support. And if you want to get in on this, you can call the Channel 6 business office at 481-6000. It's 9 to 5. That's our little plug right now. Brad, let's develop this a little farther about IPFW. And the lineup they're using is not one that they're going to use later on when they get Craig Collins back. That's going to swing everything around. But Chris Farmer looks like he's going to get some extended playing time.
Yes, if they need to find a mix of 6 players that will play well together. When Craig Collins comes back, that definitely will help their offense, their side-out ability. So they're struggling right now to put the ball away. They are hitting negative 5% for the game, for the first game. So that definitely has to turn around if IPFW has a chance to win tonight.
Well, how bad is it, Brad? 39 total attacks, 14 hitting errors, and 12 kills.
I mean, there's no way you're going to win a volleyball match if you make 50% of your swings are mistakes. So
add to that 4 service errors as well.
Correct. There's just too many errors right now. IPFW is making.
We're about ready to go up here for game 2. Who do you expect to come out? We got to get the same lineup now for IPFW.
Well, we should see what happens. Arnie Ball in the past likes to shake things up, at least this year anyway, lineup to lineup. So.
And he did it down here against Ball State just about a week ago, a little over a week ago, about 10 days ago against Ball State. Threw some freshmen in the middle games, and it went 5, and neither team played well, and ended up that lineup change sort of cost IPFW that match. We're going to have the same lineups coming out right now. George Ikabu is not going to get the start. Instead, forced Will Hoyt. David Wilhoit, Justin Luna, Farmer. Again, it's the same lineups.
Yeah, both two teams have the same lineups. And
hope it's a little better. George Mason, though, was not overpowering that first game as well. They hit just 107. Their hitting percentage, 28 total attacks. They only had 10 kills out of it.
Center, Olsen will open game 2.
It's pretty bad volleyball the first game, Brad.
Yes, both teams seemed a little sluggish. We'll see if they can come out and liven up the crowd here in game 2.
Okay, Olsen to serve it up. A lot. Stang got a fingertip on it. Luna into a 2-man block. Now the reset. Another block at the net. Stang all over the place, and Luna
Point, Mason.
does not get it over. What went wrong on that play, Brad?
Well, it was a tough swing by Luna. The ball's behind him, and he didn't get his feet set to get a good shot at the ball.
1-0 service error by Olsen. That is just the second service error of the match for George Mason.
I'm not sure why Olsen is throwing his jump serve up. Last night, he had 2 service errors out of 3 attempts and went on rotation against Ball State last night. He has a great float serve from real deep in the stadium.
Relati off speed. Olsen got it up. Couldn't be saved. Udon serve at 0-1. Game 2, best of 5. there's the hammer from the right side. Brad, you know a little bit about this guy behind the service line, Jason Stang. What about his game?
Jason Stang, he's a former IPFW middle hitter that didn't see much playing time when we had the likes of Felipe and Quentin Spiegel, Neil Day at IPFW, so he decided to transfer to George Mason, and he's found a happy home there playing with the Patriots.
Well, Manka got an unbelievable shot to go. IPFW failing to cover up, and now the block. So George Mason is doing it at the net defensively. If they're not doing it offensively, not heating up, they are doing it defensively. Now staying on serve at 3-0. And Soler, that's a very difficult kill.
Drifted outside on that play. Ricky's approach wasn't right on the target with the ball, and he had to make a great athletic play to hit the ball in that deep corner.
Outside, that's Brent Castle. Haven't called his name tonight. It's his first kill. Now Morrow on serve at 3-0. Lauer beating Manka at the net. Morrow missing long, and neither team finding any type of rhythm whatsoever right now. Lauer on serve at 1-3. Paces, another good pass. Olsen swinging it outside. Relat up with it. Oh, that was a floater or a spinner, whatever you want to call it, from Lauer.
IPFW fortunate on that play. Double contact could have been called on center Scott Lauer. The up official decides to let it play.
Patty Salvatore letting it go. Farmer with a block in the middle.
And on one block, Chris Farmer reading the setter's hands and getting penetration over the net for a solo block.
Lauer, 3 straight points on the serve to Paces, another good pass. Lauer up with it. The block at the net by Farmer and Wilhoit. Now the reset, one more time. Castle finding a little open space between Wilhoit and Farmer. Block was there. 3-3, Castle going on serve. And a little housekeeping going on the George Mason side. We're set for the whistle. Castle goes to a jump. And Brad, one of the things that your absence at IPFW and a little bit of a quandary this year was the passing situation, because losing Norman Almodovar last year, one of the best passers, you were expected to fill in and do the passing. Stupasis goes off Wilhoit. How tough is it for Justin Luna to come in as a true freshman and pass the ball?
2 years ago, I came in as a freshman, and then we had some injuries 2 years ago, and I had to come in and assume the role again as passer. So I understand and realize what Justin's going through. He seems to be handling the pressure quite well playing.
Is that the real key? It's the pressure of it. You just have to be consistent on every serve. You can't have a mental mistake on at any time.
Definitely. I think as players get older, they get a feel for the game, get accustomed to playing at this level, that the nerves become lax, and they perform much better.
Relat with another block at the net. Now the reset. Lauer. And Relat calling for the B set over the middle.
Position kill by Relat in the middle.
That is good to see. It's a weapon, and IPFW has not utilized as much this year as they did in years past. And a passing error by two bases.
Let's see if they come right back at two paces again.
Right over the block, Soler in place to get it. Morrow missing long.
Good eye by Soler on the baseline. The ball just missed.
That back player is supposed to be on the line.
Yeah, the middle back defensive player on an outside attack should stay on the baseline to pick up any tips or touches off the block. Hard hit deep balls.
All right, Brad, you called it. Now Olsen going back, stepping back to the parking lot, and missing long.
Yeah, Olsen has a great floater from back there. He just hit the ball just too hard.
So IPFW with 3 straight points on 2 separate rotations. Don't get it done there. Will Hoyt failing to cover up.
Olsen with the set.
3-6. Mason on serve.
It's a great swing by Will Hoyt, high off the block.
Will Hoyt, the blue back set. And now Luna on serve.
Tough inside shot on the right side.
And a little talking after the shot. Morrow and Soler talking. Soler was up at the net, and Morrow cut one back on him. Who's going to get this set? Now the reset. Soler wants it one more time. Will he get it?
Soler with the kill.
Okay.
Again, trash talking in the net. We'll see if the up official will hand out some yellow cards.
Morrow and Soler going at it.
Official just giving a yellow card. Who's it on?
Okay, so Morrow and Soler both given a yellow. Brad, the significance of the yellow card is?
It's one yellow card is considered a warning to a player. If that player should receive another yellow card, it's considered a red card, and that either is a side out or a point for the other team, depending on whose serve it is.
That was
So Ricardo has to keep his emotions in check, and not to receive another yellow card.
Great up, and Manka finishes it off. Soler almost had that one put away.
Soler unloaded on that swing, but a great up by Mason, and they turn it for a kill.
And another yellow. Now who's getting this one? We'll wait for the down official to tell us. Still don't have an indication, and Soler a little shaken up on that pass. Will Hoyt. This is Morrow. Will Hoyt up with it. Soler blocked. Luna up. And Soler can't beat a 3-man block. The set a little too far underneath it.
Morrow still serving.
It's a tough swing by Soler. He had 3 blockers up, but pulled the ball down into the net. Wow, missing long again.
I'll tell you, Brad, even though both players got a yellow card, it has picked up the emotion of this match. Soler and Morrow going back and forth.
Yeah, the intensity level's definitely picked up. Both teams are now digging balls that normally hit the floor in the first game.
Touching balls at the net as well. Lauer on serve at 6-5. combination play. Luna up with it.
Castle with the kill for the pass. He will serve.
Matty Salvatore saying...
appeared to dig that ball with the pancake. Yep, official calling the ball down.
Side out, 5-6. Lauer bringing it back. The whiff by Farmer.
I believe they called 4.
Castle still serving.
Farmer actually got a piece of it. 6-6 now. To the jump. This is Castle. It's a hot one. Outside, Soler. Over the two-man block. Manka up there.
IPFW's passing, breaking down. Now they need to pass up the ball up to Lauer, so he has 3 options on this play.
Soler trying to go over 6'8 Manka. Couldn't reel it in. Here he goes down the line over Olsen. Dug up. Now Morrow back with it. And it's down. Lauer couldn't come up with it. And now Mason with a little run of their own. 8-6. 3 straight.
PFW needs to side out and stop this momentum Mason is just building.
And they will take it. So while we have this moment, we'd like to tell you about the College Cable Access Program Guide. It provides information about our programming, including IPFW, and that is free. And if you want to get one, just send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805. Call us at 481-6000, and that is free. International soccer on that as well. There's some volleyball matches coming up a little later on in the season. Big ones, Bradforditis, Lewis University, and Ball State at home. And if IPFW is going to do anything in the MIVA conference, better start it at home against those two teams.
It's important to get a good seed in that tournament and not end up playing Ball State, which appears to be the best of the 4.
Right off the bat or second round.
In the conference, though, if they can come out and challenge Lewis and Ohio State in the next week and get 2 victories there, they should be set for the MIVA tournament.
Castle with the jump, a tough one to Faces. One-on-one block on Wilhoit. And Wilhoit has to read that.
Yes, Wilhoit swinging on that play. Getting a back step from Lauer, hitting right into the court. Dave's trying to put the ball straight down. He needs to hit the ball high and deep into the court.
Well, IPFW has picked up their hitting percentage, but it's still 000. Unbelievable right now. George Mason, 173, but the defense is much better. Termolen in the lineup now as a substitution. Farmer has a seat off the timeout, and he is blocked. So the timeout not quelling any momentum. George Mason now 11-6. Soler on the outside going right over Olsen. And that's been the play to beat George Mason.
I think if they can find Olsen, if Olsen continues to block that right side, Soler should have a good match the rest of the way. Good eye by Rolat, that hit out of bounds. Point IPFW.
And George Mason not going to let this one slip away. Ron Shanka in his 6th year is going to call a timeout. So we're going to take a little break as well. I'll just continue on reading my list here. One of the most popular programs at IPFW is the Mind and Body Workout. And that is on Channel 6. I wish I knew when. Greg Spitz, our producer, just stopped by. When's Mind and Body Workout on Channel 6, Greg?
No, they're rolling the tape now.
Oh, they're rolling the tape, huh?
Should be. Whenever it says tape, you need to throw it. We'll be back right after this.
Oh, okay. Well,
hopefully all of Fort Wayne didn't hear this.
University Arena, Volley Card Classic, A6 tournament. We want to thank the people at Channel 5 WBSU to be able to bring you this here. This might be a trial run, Brad. If your thinking's right, Ball State's going to host the MIVA tournament.
Yeah, Ball State, the MIVA tournament is here this year. So IPFW is getting a taste of what it's like to play in this arena this year.
Lauer not able to come up with it. Dupace up with it. Now it's 11-8 on serve. Jeff Rockwell coming in. Doug Mankel will have a seat. He'll come back in the front row. It's a good one. Luna up with a good pass, though. Now coming back to him. And IPFW trying to work Olsen over when he's in the front row.
Great swing by Dupace, right off the elbow. Dupace doesn't try to hit the ball down. He just works the tool of the block, much like Soler on IPFW.
Right off Wilhoit. It's at point 12-8 now. Rockwell on serve for Lott. Morrow up with it. Tight. Dupace pushes it over. Now the transition. Ralot out of the back row and missing. And he has missed that back row a lot this year. He just cannot seem to get right with Scott Lauer. Take off a little missed time, and IPFW will take their last time out. It is 13-8. Next live telecast, that is Friday evening, April 7th, 7:30. Lewis coming in to take on the Volleyball. That'll be on Channel 6, 7:30, Friday evening, 13-8. Paul Farbaugh along with Brad Proditis. IPFW lost the first game 15-8. And up in game 2, 6-3. And then up in game 1, 5-2.
Yeah, this is almost an instant replay of game 1. IPFW getting momentum early. And Cam seemed to continue that through the game.
If you weren't with us earlier, Craig Collins, fine opposite hitter for IPFW. He's been sick all week, intestinal virus of some sort. Craig's watching at home. We wish him well, need him back. As Ralot missing, and IPFW giving this one away for game 2. Rockwell has been on serve. 3 straight points. Looking to close it out. Luna. Now Wilhoit. Big snap. And there's why Coach Ball was excited about this guy in the preseason. There's so much athletic potential. Bradford Itis and Wayne Williams weren't injured. He'd be sitting and learning this year. Instead, he's thrown into it. He will make mistakes at times, but you can see his potential.
Yeah, definitely. He has a great jump, great athletic ability. He's only played basically church rec ball before coming to IPFW, so he's in a definite learning process, but on the court at the same time.
Well, Olsen's got a variety of serves, and that one he bounced off Soler, so yes, we do have a repeat, deja vu all over again, 15-8, 15-8. George Mason making quick work of IPFW, and they've won 3 straight against the Volleyball this year. Not looking good right now. Coach Ball has to get something going in the lineup. He brought Mike Tremolin in for just a little bit in the middle, trying to get something started there for Chris Farmer. Chris Farmer's played pretty well. For IPFW, it's just a question of too many hitting errors. They have as many errors as they do kills. We'll update the stats as we get them here for game 2.
Before to the equipment room for a phone call.
Take a break right now and throw it back.
We're already in it, Paul.
Hello, I'm Arnie Ball. And I'm Tim Hefner. Watch us every Friday evening at 7 p.m. for IPFW Volleyball Highlights. We'll also describe strategies and fundamentals for all you new volleyball fans. We may even invite a volleyball or two to join us on the show, so tune in to us every Friday night at 7 p.m. here on Channel 6.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions? Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
If you begin to think about a career, consider the hidden advantages associated with the dental assisting profession. The dental assistant can expect flexible hours, constant variety, excellent working conditions, and opportunities for employment in research, education, and management. A formal education in dental assisting at Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne offers the one-year program that can assure graduates the knowledge and technical competence needed to become a leader in this respected profession. Be a part of this exciting career. IPFW's dental assisting program, the promise of tomorrow today.
Like Tremolin back on service. He'll set this game. It's going to be a preview of what IPFW shows next year.
One name we forgot to mention, John Huffman. So Coach Ball, if he's going to lose, he's going to go with the inexperienced lineup right now. Rolat, Soler on the bench. And this is probably the second team, isn't it, in practice? They could go against the first team normally.
Yeah, this, a lot of these players tend to play in the second team, but Arnie Ball mixed the lineups up tonight, having some players start on the first team due to Craig's illness and so on. So.
Well, Morrow with the kill, he has not been scintillating tonight. 18 attacks, only 8 kills. Igabu in the middle. Good pass, and IPFW able to run the middle.
Let's go.
And Zub came down underneath the net on a George Mason foot, rolling an ankle. He's going to stick around, though. Tied at 0.
Thank God for those active ankles, or Dave Zub might have severely sprained that ankle there.
Good pass by Zub. Now Farmer didn't have a good set to work with. Mike Tremolin is coming in as a setter. And he's normally a middle. He moved him around a lot, but he has great hands.
Yes, Arnie Ball's been working with him this year on setting. They tried at the start of the year, but Mike more comfortable in the middle. But definitely has the court sense and knowledge to play as a setter in this league. Just needs more repetitions.
Castle missing on the outside. And Will White on the overpass. IPFW with the point. Ikabu on serve.
Quick kill in the middle by Maka. Morrow to serve at 1-1.
And there's a bad pass.
Well, there's a smart play by the setter, Olsen, at the net. The ball coming towards the net. Olsen sticks his hand up. The ball hits the net into his hand and drops straight to the floor. That's a legal play if Olsen doesn't force his hand toward the net. If he simply puts his hand up, lets the ball press against the net, seeing his hand drop to the floor, that's a legal play. It's a smart play by the setter.
Milhoy just missing the back line. One hand set, Farmer. And over the block, Castle, that's too easy. 4-1. Sub, a good pass to the middle. And up by Farmer, quickly.
If IPFW can get those passes high in the air, Tremolin at 6'7" can draw Mason blockers and freeing up other hitters. So
Tremolin is 6'7", Lauer is 6'3". But when a setter takes the ball so high, it just quickens up the offense. DePaces with the dump. Now Ikabu trying to get it. Tremolin going down for it. That's Zub. Now Olsen the reset. Farmer there, but fails to cover.
Morrow powering the ball through the two-man block. The block was a little bit early on that play. On the way down, Morrow hitting right through the block.
Farmer coming away from the ball. Now substitution for George Mason. Scott Kinlock. The service line on serve at 4-1.
Kinlock started last night against Ball State. Did not get the start tonight.
Dave Zub, number 13, will serve for Fort White.
Outside to Paces, blocked by Tremolin.
Another thing, Paul, at Tremolin at the setter position, the setter's often blocking the right side of the court. Mike not having to move is a big block stationary on that right side, so that helps IPFW's block tremendously.
Seals up the right side, and there Tremolin getting a hand on it again, failing to turn, pivot and turn and find the ball.
Yeah, again you see there Tremolin at the net, feeling comfortable, standing and blocking.
4-2, Mason. Wilhoit. And it's going to work. Mason into the antenna.
Farmer to serve.
Farmer on serve at 2-4. Stang in the middle. Ikabu got a piece of it. Gets a knuckler. And Tremolin! One-on-one.
Another block by Tremolin.
Dick Holtman with the strong block in the middle.
3-4. Perhaps Mason not taking IPFW as seriously this game. There's more. Blocked by John Huffman.
Huffman getting a little excited there. I think that's what IPFW needs right now. A little excitement on that floor.
4-4, now Farmer. And he's got a tough serve. Ikabu. Now the reset, Tremolin going high outside, two-man block. Smart play by Huffman, getting into the block softly. Never got it over, though.
Good job on that play. He digs the ball. He needs to get off the net. 8-10 feet off the net to take a good approach to swing on a ball like that. If he only gets off 4 or 5 feet, he's not going to get the max on his jump. Therefore, hitting the ball into the net on that play.
4-4, and here's Olsen. That is a wicked serve. Olsen starts from about 30 feet behind the service line and brings it forward.
That ball just landed out of bounds.
Outside, and there's the power from Morrow. Mentioned earlier, 17th in the nation in hitting percentage. At over 410. Now substitution for Mason. 2 paces coming out.
Mike Duckworth, a 6'6" freshman.
Mike Duckworth in.
Replacing Giannis.
And Duckworth is an outside hitter, 6'6", just a freshman. Huffman again with a block at the net, so IPFW sealing off the lines right now.
Still serving for Mason.
They couldn't turn it inside. 5-4 Mason. Duckworth just missing that one.
No, that's another tough serve by Mason, just going out of bounds.
Huffman, 4-5. Stang, that was a beautiful pass and better set and kill. Very quick offense, the middle not up for IPFW. been a tough serve.
That's 3 straight serving errors by George Mason. You can't score any points if you don't serve the ball over the net.
Very good, Coach Bernitis.
Thank you very much.
Morrow.
Kill on the right side by Morrow.
Cutting. Farmer and Zub not able to cover.
Olsen now going back to Morrow. He has 3 straight kills. His total up to 11 for the 12 for the game, I believe.
And there's a sink by Zub.
Morrow still serving strong for Mason.
Is there a message being sent to the players on the IPFW bench right now? The
Yeah, I believe so. Coach Paul trying to tell his starters that, look, he didn't get it done in the first 2 games, so we'll see if the reserves can come in and play just as good, if not better.
Termolen with a tough set. Mike has got to bend his back if he's going to do that back set and take the ball a little higher.
It's a good try by Termolen, getting that deep dish from his waist. As some refer to it as.
Score right now in Game 3 is 8-4 George Mason. Let's keep it here. Our next live telecast one more time. Next Friday night against Lewis University. And they will be in town to take on the Volleyball. It's at 7:30 next Friday night. That's a big one. And then Ball State will be in town a little later on. IPFW will wrap it up. I believe that's the 15th of April. That's also a 7:30 start. So off the timeout, IPFW, they are playing with a little more enthusiasm, I think, this game, Brad. Hoffman with a shank.
IPFW playing with enthusiasm, but plays like that certainly is going to help your momentum.
Huffman just sort of moving the arm instead of the body that time, and the triangle a little off on the pass. Morrow coming out. He's probably seen his last action tonight. Chris Hinson in, if it only goes 3.
Ball never cleared the net. Side out, IPFW.
Brad, how bad is it? We just handed the stats here, and IPFW is still in a negative hitting situation.
They're still hitting negative. As we said before, there's no way you can win a volleyball match if you hit negative as a team.
George Mason has picked theirs up slowly but surely. They're hitting only .211 for the game. They lead 9-4, 2 games to none. Back set. And Wilhoit missing. And Hidson with a service there.
Hidson trying that jump float serve.
I sort of think
the right altitude on that serve and in the net.
Is that jump float serve really an effective serve?
If you go back and bang the ball with some authority, that serve comes at you straight and then drops over the net. It is a tough serve if you hit the ball with authority. If you go back there and hit a lollipop, the ball is much easier to pass.
Hoffman into the antenna, instead called 4 hits. Doug Manka on serve. And we had a little problem with the scoreboard. I bet we're going to do that play over one time. The down official was checking his scoreboard. It was 14-4 on the scoreboard when it was only 11-4. I guess we're not. Patty Salvatore says play on. Manka said he saw the down official not watching.
The official blew the ref for the serve anyway. Down official not ready.
When the official blows the whistle.
Benefit of the doubt goes to IPFW, down 2 games to none.
Okay, here's Olsen again from the shadows. That's a good one. Very tough serve. Now the reset. Tremolin back setting. Wilhoit pushing over. Ikabu up with it. Wilhoit with a nice set. And a hitting error. Hinson into the net, so IPFW doing a nice job saving it. Wilhoit has to just dump a couple over.
Wilhoit making some great plays on that right side. Keeping the ball in play, giving his blockers a chance.
Dave Hall and Chris Farmer out. 4-11, catching line, service ace. Mike's got a tough serve.
Definitely. Mike Tremolin goes back there and bangs that float serve from way back. Tries to get that ball just over the net. Have a drop on the team's court.
Manka catching a toe on the 3-meter line. Oh, a big swing from Hinson.
Hammer shot on the left side by Chris Hinson.
Duckworth taking his time, tying those neon green laces back there as he goes back to serve.
He's 6'6", and he's been back there for 2 service errors.
It's got to be the shoes, Paul, I think. Get rid of the laces, the ball goes over the net.
I guess you can wear those laces if you can back it up, right? Hinson off the block, and he's got some power.
Hinson doing a good job in these last few swings coming in for Morrow.
Jason Stang on serve at 11-6. Tremolin back set. Manka puts away the transition. Beautiful set, George Mason. What about Tremolin on the back set? He really doesn't give that set away at all.
That was a good play by Mike. He didn't arch his back, anything like that.
Okay, we're going to take a break. You're watching Channel 5 WBSU and Channel 6.
Hello, I'm Arnie Ball. And I'm Tim Hefner. Watch us every Friday evening at 7 p.m. for IPFW Volleyball highlights. We'll also describe strategies and fundamentals for all you new volleyball fans. We may even invite a Volleyball or two to join us on the show, so tune in to us every Friday night at 7 p.m. here on Channel 6.
University Arena in Muncie. Jason Stang on serve at 12-6 in Game 3. IPFW trailing 2 games to none. Paul Farball along with Bradforditis. And Craig Collins not with the team this weekend. Had the stomach flu or some type of intestinal virus. And while the starters not with IPFW on the court now in Game 3 as well. The regular face is Felipe Rolat, Ricardo Soler on the bench, along with Scott Lauer and Justin Luna, one of the regulars now lately. Watching as the younger players get a shot here. And Manka turning back Zub. And this is it. Match point 14-6. Stang on serve.
Stang still serving for the Patriots.
Middle by Ikabu, great up by Duckworth. Zub, that one still in. Huffman has to save it. Now Wilhoit with a swing.
Manka again.
And the block by Manka.
With contribution from the back row from Jason Stang. And Mason takes Game 3 in the match.
Now that was pretty quick work for Mason. They go to 4-0 against IPFW. They raise their record to 18-6 on the season. IPFW falls to 9-16, 15-8, 15-8, 15-6 the score. We're going to take a timeout right now. You're watching Channel 5 WBSU and Channel 6 IPFW.
We'll also describe strategies and fundamentals for all you new volleyball fans. We may even invite a Volleydon or two to join us on the show, so tune in to us every Friday night at 7 p.m. here on Channel 6.
Check it out!
The campus has it all.
Learn it, or work it, or play it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now! Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat archaeologists believe is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
When you begin to think about a career, consider the hidden advantages associated with the dental assisting profession. The dental assistant can expect flexible hours, constant variety, excellent working conditions, and opportunities for employment in research, education, and management. A formal education in dental assisting at Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne offers the one-year program that can assure graduates the knowledge and technical competence needed to become a leader in this respected profession. Be a part of this exciting career. IPFW's Dental Assisting Program, the promise of tomorrow today.
Team spirit is alive and well at IPFW. That's because IPFW has established itself as an athletic power, not only regionally, but nationally. With 11 major sports, IPFW offers talented student athletes great opportunities. Success and support of IPFW athletics comes solely from the fans, students, faculty, alumni, and the prestigious Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons Athletic Club has over 500 members who financially support IPFW athletics, enabling the university to provide scholarships to deserving athletes. Members will receive one or all of the following: season passes to all sporting events, special seating, hospitality room, plus Royal Dons apparel and gifts. Be a part of the winning tradition. Join the Royal Dons Club. We need your support. Call IPFW Athletics. Get into the team spirit.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to University Arena in Muncie, Indiana, joined by Mike Trammell and Danny Don, player of the game. It's really tough in this type of game because IPFW never really seemed to get any momentum going, and then Coach Ball going to a different lineup, probably a preview next year in Game 3. Mike, just interested about your feelings on the setting tonight. How did you feel out there? Because you're probably going to be the setter next year.
It was completely different, and change is always good. It's always fun, but I don't know. It's just a rough experience and a hard way to learn a lesson, but I guess we have to take our lumps every now and then, and that's what that was tonight.
Okay, you knew coming in here, though, that Craig Collins is not with the team, so this team is not going to be the same on the floor tonight as it will be probably in the MIVAs when Craig Collins comes back.
That's true.
So maybe Coach Ball thinking, well, let's go ahead and see what we can do in Game 3, maybe mix some things up. One thing that happened, though, when you are in there, you do close off the right side on the block.
Yeah, I like stationary blocking a lot better, and I like blocking in the middle. It allows me to use my longer arms better, and I don't have to worry about so many responsibilities. I don't have to worry about three hitters. I just have to worry about the one right there. And that's a lot easier mentally and a lot easier to concentrate on where he's going to hit the ball.
Okay, how about some of the problems this team is having this year? I think we haven't seen the normal Felipe Relat that we've seen last year. This team is struggling to find any type of rhythm from game to game, sometimes even point to point, side out to side out. What does this team need to do to pick it up? You look at the MIVAs, that's going to be the team's season right there. What do you need to do?
Well, I think first we need to settle on a lineup, and until we do that, just changing lineup stuff, I don't know if it's going to be really hard to develop rhythm. Last year we had changed lineups around, and then right about the time of the Stanford match, we settled on a lineup and went on a tear. And I think that'll be the first thing we have to do. And I think that's part of Papa's problem too right now is he's really frustrated because we're asking him to do so many different things, and for him that's got to be really, really hard. And expecting to come in and just play middle and making him pass, it's got to be terrible on him. And he's frustrated, but he'll come through when the time is right.
Okay, last question here, Mike, before we let you go. What about this team? Do you feel that you can turn it around in time? Is there still a thought on the team when you practice that this team has the talent to put it together and can do it?
We're close. We are so close. We've so many games we have lost by 3 and 4 points and not finishing when we get to 12. And we have 1 month now to turn that hump. And we've been saying that for the last 3 months. You know, we're going to turn the hump. We're going to turn the hump. But this last month, if we can do it, if we can turn that hump, come the MIVA tournament, it's a toss-up. Whoever's hot that weekend is going to win it all. And that's all it's going to be.
It's going to be on the same floor, and a lot of players got experience tonight. IPFW loser, though, to George Mason, 4th time this season, 15-8, 15-8, and 15-6. Brad Perditis, let's have a look at the stats. Give us a rundown, guy.
Baseball. And tonight we have George Mason winning 3 games, 15-8, 15-8, 15-6. We'd like to take this time to thank Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to the live production of our volleyball match this evening. The telecast of IPFW sports event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 next Friday evening at 7:30 to see more exciting NCAA volleyball action as the Flyers from Lewis University take on IPFW. For Paul, my name is Brad Perditis. Goodbye for now.